Path Media. All of a sudden your attention will be like, ooh, what if I do this? Ooh, what if I do this? Ooh, what if I do this, right? And none of all of that would actually be extraneous to the task you're trying to accomplish.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers, and my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast.
All right, happy podcast day, Thursday edition. Welcome to the show if you're brand new, and of course if you're an existing listener, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, you might hear some background noise. What might sound like static is actually a creek behind me. I'm filming down and recording this down at our local general store, which is about a 15-minute drive from the house. Thought I'd give you a change of scenery for those of you watching the video version. So again, there might be some background noise, the creek, the occasional light breeze, the occasional vehicle that's about to drive by, I think. So I'll do my best to try to cut that out in post-production, but just know that there will be some background noise in this episode. All right, so today I want to continue our conversation from Tuesday and talk about belief, right? We talked about belief in terms of it being the foundational ingredient for creating the outcomes that you want to create in your life, right? For achieving your goals, your big dreams, the life vision that you've set for yourself, and how the interplay of belief is really, honestly, the only tool you have when it comes to the other uncontrollable or out of your control sets of circumstances, right? Like those infinite sets of chain of events that converge to where you are right now at this moment listening to this podcast, right? There's an infinite set of circumstances and chain of events that you have zero control over, that you aren't even aware of, that again converge in this very moment, that have affected or at least can influence the decisions you make on a moment to moment. And it's the beliefs that you have that determine what decisions you make. So if you're wanting to achieve your dreams and your goals, you got to really, really work to build your belief in the possibility of those things for you, right? For yourself, for your family, and for the loved ones, right? For the ones you love. So today, I really want to kind of get down to some practices that I think can help you build your belief, right? That can help you, create that unwavering belief around the things that you're trying to achieve. So number one is understand that excitement wears off, right? Excitement and newness of things wear off, like with anything. So you really have to temper and manage your excitement, just like you have to manage your disappointments and things, right? You have to manage your excitement as well, because you have to have something more than excitement to fuel your actions, right? And that's why we're getting into beliefs. Beliefs, it can fuel what you're doing and your activity and your actions and your decisions in the long term, whereas excitement burns out pretty quick, right? Like if you've ever noticed if you've gone to an event, say you're in the direct selling network marketing industry, and you go to your annual conference, you're going to come out super excited, super motivated, or even if you come out of something like a Tony Robbins event, or you go to an event weekend where Mel Robbins is speaking, like you go to these things and you get super motivated, you get super inspired, but that's really fleeting, right? Like that's generated the energy and the momentum generated as a result of that won't last, right? Because again, the newness, the excitement will eventually wear off, and you're back to your normal everyday life. So be careful of that, right? Be careful of burning out and going through and using only excitement and newness and freshness to motivate your action and your movement, because it's going to wear out, right? You're going to run out of fuel if you're not fueled by a deep-seated beliefs in what you're actually doing and the possibility of achieving that thing, right? So that's the first thing. Manage your excitement and understand that it will wear out. Number two, focus. Focus is so important, especially in this day and age of shorter and shorter attention spans. And it's not that we are unable or have a shorter attention span. It's that we're because of social media and the internet, we're conditioning ourselves to have a shorter attention span. You can work to yeah, well, you can work to really lengthen your attention span, and that's by continuing to focus, right? Number one, stop doom scrolling. And I only just picked up that that terminology recently. I heard it all the time, like, but what does that mean, doom scrolling? I don't know. I find it a weird phrase, a weird term, but it's what people call when you just mindlessly scroll and you get sucked into that rabbit hole of the social media and internet, right? Whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, whatever, you can really get sucked into just that the instant gratification of entertainment and distraction. And what that creates is it conditions your mind to be scattered, basically, right? Because it's these short clips, it's these short posts, these memes, etc. And so your brain is going to have your mind and your brain is going to have a shorter attention span, and therefore it's going to be scattered. Because like every post is different. No matter how good the algorithm is, it's going to show you a lot of different things, right? And things to catch your attention. And so that scattered brain create scattered results. It's simple as that, right? So really work to train your focus. Again, one of the primary things you can do is to stop doom scrolling. Sit and read for like an actual book, right? For half an hour a day in the morning and in the evening, actually, even better. And consciously be aware of how often you're checking social media. If you're waking up first thing in the morning and you're checking social media, that might be a sign that you need to kind of wean yourself off a little bit, because that's a little much, right? Your brain immediately wakes up to seek out that dopamine hit of social media. It can lead to unhealthy habits, especially when it comes to focus. So really work to build your focus, and the rest of the suggestions will help you do that as well. But primarily limit and be aware of your social media consumption and limit how much you're doom scrolling, because you're going to be really super scatterbrained. I mean, you'll find yourself in the middle of a task and all of a sudden your attention will be like, ooh, what if I do this? Ooh, what if I do this? Ooh, what if I do this, right? And all of that would actually be extraneous to the task you're trying to accomplish, right? All right, so the next thing is write down your goals, right? Write down your goals. Now, this is you can do this in a couple of ways, like writing down your big dreams and your goals. You can write down your top 5 dreams and goals every day, every morning. Some people have done that. I've done that before in the past to really good effect. Like it's been really beneficial for me in the past. So you can do that, but some people find that kind of arduous. You know what I mean? It's like a task. It's like homework, and sometimes even uninspired, right? It might feel robotic. So instead of writing your 5 top goals and dreams, write out a movie script, right? And write out your goals and dreams in a story form, as if you're recounting or reliving the story, right? Reliving that perfect day of when you've achieved the thing that you're trying to achieve, and write it in present tense, right? That's why it's called a movie script, because in case you don't know, for those of you that don't know, movie scripts are always written in present tense. So like really get into like the sense memory and the just as much detail as you can possibly add to this movie script of your perfect day of achieving your ideal life and all your dreams and goals. From like how it feels to you, your emotional state at that given time, what you're seeing around you, the people around you, the smells, the sights, the sounds, everything. As much detail as you can give your mind. Write that out, and of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're not writing a Pulitzer or Nobel Prize in literature or anything like that, Oscar-winning script. Just write it for you, right? It doesn't have to be like a masterpiece to anybody else actually, except yourself. So that's a really good way. That's a really good way of creating this vision and focusing on the dream. And then also, once you do that, then the next step would be to read it every day. Read it every day, right? That's the next suggestion, right? Read it, write it. If you want to write it write your 5 goals every day. You can do that. But once you write, like if we're talking about your script, you can read it every day, right? You can read it every day and revisit it, and just to remind yourself. Again, it's one of those things. It's an extension of focus. If you're focused on the actual outcome, and you're continually reminding yourself of that things, again, the decisions that you start making on day to day as your beliefs grow around that vision, they're gonna lead you closer and closer, right? One step closer every day to actually attaining and achieving that thing, right? And so again, it's all about building beliefs so that you make the right decisions and take the right action. So the next thing is you can listen to it, right? So again, another extension of reading it is listening to it, right? You can record your 5 goals and play it in the background or put some music behind it and have it kind of subconscious. What is it? Subliminal, right? Subliminal, programming your unconscious mind to really build that belief system. And this is good too for affirmations, right? If you want to believe yourself, if you want to build your self belief, your confidence and things like that. You can record your affirmations and listen to them every day so that the subliminal messaging really takes hold, and you start to again build your belief around yourself, around your self confidence, around your own capabilities and abilities, and of course around the dreams and the life that you want to create, right? So you can do that. And then the last thing is visualization, right? Vision board is a really good one. For those of you who are more tech savvy, you can create mind movie, or you can put the pictures of the vision board into a video and put music behind it. But for me, the main thing is with visualization, beyond just pasting a bunch of photos and having a bunch of pictures in a video. You got to really place yourself there, right? Like really visualize yourself as if you're there and that it's happening, or that it's already happened. Same thing with writing your movie script of your ideal day. You really want to place yourself in that situation as if it's already done, right? As if it has already happened. And again, when you're visualizing and you're placing yourself in these scenarios, put as much detail, put as much emotion into it. Like how would you feel once you've achieved that thing? How do you feel, being in the Maldives, for example? That's one of my goals. I know that's more of a material goal, but that's one of my goals to go to Maldives. I haven't had a chance to go yet. Like you just got to really place yourself there. I remember in the early days of my career, I would always visualize myself. Well, I created a vision board of things that I wanted to achieve, and I would visualize myself there, like visiting Paris and the Eiffel Tower, visiting Rome, right, visiting the Colosseum, and those things were on my vision board, but they weren't just there as a pretty picture for me to look at every day. I'd actually sit in front of that vision board and place myself in those situations. The pyramids at Chichen Itza, all kinds of things that have happened already as a result of creating that vision board and visualizing myself there. Log cabin in the mountains, right? Like it's one of those things. And so I continue to do that, right? And I know for me, it's a practice. Visualization is a practice that I really have to get back into. I got to admit, I've fallen out of it because of the busyness of the life events that have happened to me and for me recently in the last 6 to 12 months or so. But I'm really starting to get back into these practices because I know that's what's going to help me get focused, remind myself of the things that I want to achieve, and build that belief, as opposed to being distracted by the things that I feel like I have to do right now, right? Like, because that's the thing, right? We can easily get distracted by the mundanities of everyday life and arbitrary things, really, that we fill our days with, that we feel like we have to do, right? But like, one of the things that I love about living up here in isolation, in solitude, in the middle of nowhere, is that you can really strip away a lot of the things that we do in day-to-day life, especially modern society, suburban society, or if you live in the cities. We end up filling our days with things that don't actually matter when it comes to, especially, the things that we want to achieve in life, right? So really examine what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, but especially moment to moment, and ask yourself, am I what's the purpose of me doing this, and does it align with the things that I'm trying to achieve? And if it doesn't, then it might be a belief question, right? It might be something that you really got to continue to work on the belief and remind yourself that, okay, there's some things that I want to achieve. There's a vision, a bigger vision for my life that I want to achieve. And doing this random chore that I've told myself I have to do when I really don't. Yeah, it's a belief thing, right? So go back to the foundation, of building your belief, and you're gonna find yourself more focused. You're gonna find yourself gradually less distracted, and get more done, right? Get more done, and you're gonna find yourself also being a lot more efficient, because you'll have stripped away all the unnecessaries that aren't directly contributing to the achievement of the things and the life that you want to achieve. Of course, we got to wash the dishes and do laundry and shit like that. But like, really, like, there's so many other things that we fill our days with and our lives with, that we don't need to. And again, especially when it comes to achieving the dream life that we can achieve. So at the foundation of it, build your belief. Build your belief. Belief is what's gonna inform the decisions that you make, and therefore the actions that you take in any given moment. Again, we may not be able to control everything, and yeah, actually, there's a lot that we can't control. We can't control the infinite set of chain of events that coalesce and converge at this very moment right now, that's affecting, or that can affect you. But what you can control is, again, the decisions that you make, and those decisions that you make are informed by the beliefs, right? Accept and allow what's happening around you to happen, and then respond accordingly. And if you have built your belief, the response, the decisions and the actions that you take, will ultimately always get you one step closer to your dreams. So that's going to do it. It's starting to drizzle, so I got to head back. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week, and of course, a great weekend. We'll catch you on Tuesday with a fresh new one. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.